latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm guys a bit of a review video on a product from Quest. So with me today I've got the Quest Windsor porch awning. So the Windsor is actually a model that's kind of been in Quest's sort of back catalogue for quite a number of years, and it kind of almost carries on into kind of the 22 season. So I thought it'd just be a bit nice to do kind of a bit of a review on it, and we've also done a separate sort of pitching video. Essentially, it's more of a conventional kind of traditional awning, but something that's a bit small, compact, and actually from price point quite inexpensive in relation to what it is. Certainly when you take into the spec as we kind of go through on the video itself. One thing I do like about this is that you can put it up on your own. Took me, I think it's about 18 minutes to pitch on my own, just to get it looking just right, but it can actually be achieved. And as you can see, it sits here. I think it's really nice and taut, looks really quite sharp, and even though it's maybe more of a traditional kind of look, it's got a little bit more of a modern twist to it, certainly with the colours and the panels. I think I do quite like it, to be fair. So what we've got here is a 300 denier fabric. It's nice and waterproof as well, and it's a polyester kind of point. Interestingly enough, in terms of it still being polyester, it's got a very kind of cotton touch kind of feel to it, hence kind of why they actually call it cotton touch fabric. And in its almost relation to how it works, it does in a certain way kind of react a bit like cotton in a certain thing. So we generally see less kind of condensation issues with this material in kind of Quest range than we do anywhere else. So it's quite interesting that even though it's polyester, it's almost like a different breed of polyester. It's got a steel frame. It comes in essentially 2 bags. A really nice gauge to steel as well, and it's basically adjusting points on all the sections. So everything from the legs can happily adjust to the sort of roof poles can adjust, to the width can adjust, and even the brow poles for the little canopy we've got built onto it can adjust as well, with a really nice simple buckle system. And we'll kind of bring the camera inside of it in a bit and kind of go through a bit more close-up shots of all that stuff. As standard, it comes with these really nice storm straps, so it's really thick, kind of, it's probably more than 50mm webbing straps, each with its own kind of spring and kind of V-shaped anchor pad, so it's pretty much rock solid, but it's got a little bit of give into it for those kind of stormier days. The little canopy obviously gives you that ability to kind of open up the panel a little bit and not have to worry about rain coming directly down. You've got on the front panel itself can be completely removed if you wanted to as well. So you want just an open porch, you can obviously get that. There's 4 zip pullers, so you can even create a little veranda kind of feel. So you can take that front section over, fold it over, allow some airflow directly into it, but still kind of keep the dogs or whatever self inside. And you've got a raincoat, which, like I said earlier. And what you can always do as well is, if you wanted to, you could zip it up or zip open the panels from one side to another. So if you wanted to kind of have one open and one shut, again, that's quite nice and easily. And even the little kind of pulling tabs are kind of oversized as well. So if you're not the best with your fingers or hands, you can really get a grip onto that, even with kind of gloves. We've got obviously like a 2-tone kind of roof. It kind of matches really nice and neatly down here. The bottom part here is almost like a PVC material, so it's that sort of the mud skirt. So that matches the actual internal mud skirt that we can't really see. And then you've got elasticated points for pegging, so it's got a little bit of give to it as well. You've got additional storm ties located down here, so you want to add some extra guy ropes on just to really kind of bounce and brace it, knuckle it down. You can quite happily do so. And we've obviously got internal curtains that you can slide across to give it that kind of a homely effect. So when you've got a beautiful PVC window to get the visibility out, not only on the front, but also on the sides, and both sides are sort of symmetrical, but then you've got that privacy to get that curtains as and when you want to. And you've got this, again, this kind of curtain effect with this point down here. So again, it looks kind of that more kind of traditional / modern kind of feel to it. The side doors open up and roll back directly to the actual caravan itself. And even on here, you've got storm ties located down the bottom. You get a good set of pegs included with the actual awning as well. And again, you've got bracing poles directly at the back. So what this helps to do is have this foam pad here, and it presses the pad firmly against the caravan to try and minimise draft coming down the outside. Like I said, we've got a mud skirt, and there's even pegging points in the mud skirt, or draft skirt if you want to call it that. to kind of keep that down, and you can peg those internally to stop that as sort of trip hazards. As we kind of roll this back, you can probably see that pole a little bit better. Like I said, that's pushing that foam pad firmly against the caravan itself. We've got at the top here also a ventilation point on both sides, so you have that help with airflow inside the awning itself as well. So it's putting the camera inside just to kind of get a better grasp for the size. So for me, I think it's really quite sharp. It's about 240 deep and it's 280 wide, so it's a good sort of, good sort of depth and good sort of width. As we come in, again, you can see kind of the steel pole structure, really nice and strong, and you've got these kind of really easy to use kind of clasps, so you can quite easily open and close and keep that in, and you've got almost like a curved arc. Reinforced points are located as well, so not only where you've got a reinforced point at the top here, but also kind of in the corners, and at this point located there as well, so that works really quite nicely. Fixing points come directly for the caravan. They're included, so you get 3 in total, 2 in the kind of the corners and 1 dead straight in the middle section. And there's a little beading which actually they slide onto, and there's no reason why you couldn't buy additional extras to hang directly down. Admittedly, Quest don't do them, but other brands have something that works in a similar sort of way. And the curtains come in completely included to give it that real kind of homely effect, and they can merely slide on and slide off on that individual rail system as well. All the poles are numbered and get a pole plan included with it as well. And we see that ventilation point at the top. A draft skirt comes included as standard, so that will quite happily cover that. Admittedly, your wheel arch cover will be an optional extra that you can go for. And then we've got plenty of room that we can quite happily, open the door inside, not have to worry about any beams or anything underneath the actual point itself. But yeah, works really well, well sealed. There's even these little ties just behind here, so you can obviously keep the windows open in that kind of natural effect as we go. So yeah, really quite sharp. For me, like I said, I love how kind of rigid it is. It does look very smart once pitched, and it's quite easy to a certain extent to get it looking as tight as a drum. There's some additional kind of guide points as well located on the top up here, and that is to allow you to make sure you can always guy it out and stop the actual awning sliding around in the rail. There is also a special clip system which in theory is on it, but they can't buy the brackets for. So the back section here, you've got a beading located. So Isabella do this clip where it can slid into the beading and clamp onto the pole. So it's a really good way of keeping that all together. It's painted by Isabella, but Quest essentially put it in their awning so you can buy their kit to use it to a certain extent. Failing that, we've got little Velcro tabs located down there, so that kind of keeps that whole kind of pole section firmly tight to that area, and then again pushes that against the pad. Then we've got a little wing nuts up in the top as well here to kind of again grip onto the pole as we see there. By all means, like I said, if you've got any more questions or queries about the Windsor, you can always basically check the link below this video. It will take you straight through to our website where we have everything from the pack sizes, pack dimensions, the overall, the weight of course as well. You've got 2 separate bags, one for the frame and one for the canvas and the curtains and that sort of stuff as well. We've got obviously floor dimensions of the main awning, spec and detailed sort of individual specified items that come with it and features. So by all means have a look at that. Our pitching video is also on there, so you can have a look at that as well. And it's kind of a bit more like a tutorial video showing you how it goes up. Admittedly, we've only got kind of one camera shot with it, and we're trying to work on a separate video about pitching a traditional kind of porch awning anyway. But yeah, that in essence is kind of the Quest Windsor porch awning. Solid, secured, good sort of price, and quite smart. So yeah, any more questions, let us know. But thank you for watching, and we'll hopefully see you again soon.